Hello everyone, it's Hunter and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, it is so nice to meet you. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 baby products from the first 6 months of my baby's life. The first 6 months are very different from the second 6 months. My daughter is currently 10.5 months old and I have gone through some products and I've used a lot and I have kind of narrowed it down to my top 10 products from 0 to 6 months. This is going to be part 1 because I am going to talk about my favorite things from 6 to 12 months. I just couldn't narrow it down to only 10 for the entire first year, even though she's not quite a year old yet. So if you guys are new here and haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel down below. I make content about motherhood and just general lifestyle stuff. I talk about books, I do vlogs, things like that. So I would love to have you guys join my channel. And also if you guys could give this video a big thumbs up, that really helps my channel grow. And now let's just go ahead and get into it. The first item on this list is the Philips Oven bottle warmer. My daughter is bottle fed, so we have always used the bottle warmer. I exclusively pumped for the first 10 months of her life. So milk has to be refrigerated after you pump. I was definitely an oversupplier, so I constantly was putting milk in the refrigerator instead of just pumping and feeding it to her right then and there. So having the bottle warmer was super beneficial, especially for the middle of the night. We could wake up, we could get her up, change her, and wait for the bottle to warm up, especially in those early days. I know a lot of people complain that this one takes too long to heat up, but really I just wanted it to get it to at least room temperature so that it wasn't quite so cold. I also find that cold breast milk separates, well, breast milk separates anyway, whether it's cold or warm, but whenever it's cold and it separates, the milk tends to stick to whatever surface it's in. And I would pre-make her bottles, so when they were in the fridge, the fat from the milk would get stuck on the sides of the bottles and it was just really hard to mix it up. So having that bottle warmer was so helpful, especially in those early days. To go along with the bottle warmer is the bottles that we used. We used the Dr. Brown's bottles, and as much as I hate these bottles because there are so many parts, they are the ones that worked best for us. My daughter tried a different bottle when we got home from the hospital and literally she got nothing out. She was drinking for like 5 minutes and got literally no milk out. I was really confused about why she was so mad when she was first drinking it, and then I noticed nothing was coming out. So I had a bunch of different bottle samples, so we just tried the Dr. Brown's ones and those were the ones that worked best for her. I tried to give her a different bottle later on. Maybe she was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months old, and she took it really well and that was fine. However, she spit it up almost immediately, like the entire bottle. Something else to kind of go along with bottles is dishwasher baskets. We have the ones from Munchkin, but a bunch of brands make them. Dr. Brown's makes their own. But just having dishwasher baskets has been so beneficial and has honestly saved my sanity. Because I exclusively pumped, I was hand washing pump parts and all of the bottles that we were giving her. And now she only has like 3 or 4 bottles a day, so it would be super easy to just hand wash all the parts. But when we were in the beginning and she was eating 8 to 12 times a day on top of pumping all the time, it would take so long to hand wash everything. And so being able to put stuff in the dishwasher just absolutely saved my sanity. Okay, this thing that I'm gonna talk about next is something that I feel like not enough people talk about. I have personally talked about it before, but it is the Halo Swaddle Sack. They are known for their sleep sack and I love a Velcro swaddle. They're so nice. My daughter, she struggled a little bit when she first started showing signs of rolling over. I tried to just switch her to a sleep sack, but they weren't warm enough. And she really liked the compression on her chest. She really loved being swaddled. So being able to use that, not just as a transition, but just in general, before she was ready to transition, it had a zipper, it had the extra things, and it just made it a lot easier to swaddle her up and put her to bed, and she stayed warm in it. We continued to use that just as a sleep sack until she grew out of it, but we did one arm out and we were still able to keep that compression on her body. And then we did the other hand out, and then we just like kept switching until we felt comfortable enough to do both. And I think it really helped because she was able to have her arms out, but also still had the compression from the swaddle part of it. So we really liked those. And I think they're like $30-ish, somewhere in that range, which is very affordable compared to a lot of sleep sacks on the market. Okay, the next thing that we have saved our lives. It is a mini fridge, just like one of those mini skincare fridges. We bought one of these less than a week into her birth, into her life, because the first week after she was born, she was having formula, so it didn't really matter because my milk literally took so long to come in. She would have starved if we didn't feed her formula at first. So we didn't really need it because we could just warm up the water and then put it in the bottle. But when it came to me finally having my milk in, I would pump, and then, you know, in the middle of the night, you don't want to go downstairs and get a bottle. So every second counts when you are dealing with newborn sleep deprivation. So having that fridge, even just for like the first 2 months, was absolutely life-saving. The next thing I want to talk about is something that I wish I would have heard about before my baby was born, and it is aquaphor. I've actually heard so much about aquaphor. Everyone recommends it. It is a very highly popular product, especially for babies. It's really good for repelling water and just keeping their skin smooth, and it's also very versatile. So it's good for baby acne. It's good for just dry patches of skin. You can use it on yourself. You can use it for lip balm. Literally, the possibilities are endless. However, I wish someone would have told us to take it to the hospital with us, because if you don't know about this, baby's first poop is called meconium, and it's super sticky and super dark, and depending on your baby, they may have a lot of it, they may not have a lot of it. My baby happened to have a lot of it. So I wish we would have had it with us, because if we put it on her, then it was easier to wipe it off because it didn't stick to her, it stuck to the aquaphor, which we then could wipe off really easily. So aquaphor has been one of those things, and it's probably going to be one of those things that we will continue to use even when she's out of diapers, just because it's so nice to have around the house. Next is the Willow double electric hands-free breast pump, and I personally don't think it matters which breast pump you have. This one is mine. This is the one that I have, and I used for 10 months, and I do have a wall pump as well, but the Willow was absolutely life-changing for me. If you are planning on breastfeeding or pumping, I highly recommend having a hands-free pump in general. Being tied to a wall constantly is a nightmare. I pretty much only used my wall pump in the first of the day and the last one of the day, and then if I pumped in the middle of the night, I would use that one. But I had like 3 sets of parts for my Willow, and it made travel easier. I didn't have to worry if there was going to be an outlet near me. It didn't keep me from coming home when I was out and about. Again, I didn't have to try to find like an outlet or something. I know some places have nursing rooms. If you like want to go in there, they have outlets and stuff for you to be able to pump in those. However, having a hands-free one just means that you don't have to worry if those things exist. The next thing we really loved and used for the first 6 months is the Old Navy footy pajamas. I do know that they stop with their footy pajamas, like the more popular ones, especially the ribbed ones, in the 6 to 9 size. And I know they make zippies for bigger sizes, but they're a lot harder to find and they tend to be more expensive. The ribbed ones especially are my absolute favorite. I love the way they fit my baby. I love how long they fit her. Super stretchy, so they do last a long time, and they're cotton, so they wash really well. You can put them in the dryer, and full price, they're only like $12 for the ribbed ones and $10 for the regular ones, and they always have really cute seasonal patterns. I really wish they would make the ribbed ones in bigger sizes, and that's why I'm putting it in this video instead of the other one. But genuinely, I just love those pajamas so much. The next thing we started using when she was around 4 months old is the upseat, and that is in this section because we don't use it right now for everyday use, but it's essentially, if you know what a bumbo is, it's just a seat that you put your baby in when they are not able to sit independently. We used it when we were first giving her like little tastes of purees, or when we were in the kitchen, or if I was like eating dinner or something and I wanted to have her like near me and able to see me, I would put it on the counter next to me. You're not technically supposed to put it on elevated surfaces because they could fall, but I never left her unattended on it. Like, I never even turned my back. If I was sitting at the counter, she would be on it, but if I wasn't even sitting on the counter and could have my hands on her, then she wasn't there. But it comes with a tray so you can feed. So especially if you don't really have room for a full-size high chair, that's really nice. And then it also has its straps to attach it to a chair, so you can use it as a booster seat once they become a toddler or just are outgrowing their high chairs. And the last thing on this list is a bath elbow and kneeler pad. We don't use the elbow one anymore because my daughter literally is all over the place, but having it when she was a newborn was so nice because you're like leaning over the side of the tub. And this is such a first world problem, but being able to like put your elbows on the side of the bathtub without hurting them just makes bath time so much less stressful. Having the knee pads again is also so helpful. It's awful when you are bathing your baby anyway. It feels like a very stressful situation, especially when they're super tiny. You're scared you're gonna drown them. Whatever. It's just like it's a scary time, especially when you're a first time mom. So having those kneelers for the kneeler and the elbow pads were just really nice to have. Not 100% necessary, but I highly recommend them if you are trying to decide if you want them. That is all I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I will link everything that I talked about in this video down below, and that is all I have. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.